Hello, you're never too old or too young to learn new habits, new methods. If you want to make a change in your life, some people might be thinking, I'm too old to learn, I'm stuck in my ways, I can never change my thought now. This year I've had quite a few people in their 60s come to see me for hypnotherapy. There's one chap who was in his mid to late 60s and he'd smoked since he was 14. And he gave up smoking through hypnotherapy. But he had the willpower. You've got to want to do it. Recently I've had a couple of people in their late 50s and 60s who are making changes with their mindset, how they perceive judgment, how they may perceive life, because their circumstances might have changed in their life. And they want to, manage their overthinking, manage their stress, manage their emotions in a way that works for them, so that they are able to prepare themselves in a positive way for the next stage in their life. So whatever you're thinking about making a change, don't put any limitations on yourself by saying, it's going to be too much effort, I'm too old now. Once you start making some incremental changes in your life, just putting little steps in, it can really make a difference. Things like, if you're comfort eating, and especially where the weather's getting a little bit more chilly, you might be more prone to stocking up because that's just human nature. But think about where you're eating, so start changing. So if you comfort eat and you work from home and it's your desk, give yourself a rule of no eating at your desk or in front of the television. These little rules, little changes, incremental, and have in your mind the reason why. So it might be that you're, for your health. So imagine your health with a full battery life of you having healthy eating habits, doing exercise, getting that fresh air, maintaining what you have. Whereas if you carry on down the route you're going, eating like biscuits, lots of sugary things, you might end up with diabetes too. Or not trying to do a scare tactic, but just thinking about your health. And then if you can imagine your battery life going down if you don't put these steps in place. And a lot of times we can do these things ourselves, sometimes with our willpower or so much going on in our mind, thinking about all the things we do with work and our family, we don't have the headspace or allow ourselves to have the headspace to put those steps in place for ourselves. And that's where a therapist, like a hypnotherapist like me, can help you. And often we think, I don't want to pay for something to help myself. But you'll pay to get the washing machine fixed. You might moan about it, or your car fixed, you might moan about that. But you'll pay for it. Whereas this is your health, your mental health, and your physical health. And so by making that small investment, because if you think about how long you've thought about doing that change or the benefits to the rest of your life, it's worth it because you're worth it. And you can say to yourself, I can cope. I can put the changes in place to be the person I want to be. I'm Charlotte Phillips, clinical hypnotherapist and NLP practitioner at What Is Your Story Hypnotherapy. Please subscribe at YouTube at What Is Your Story Hypnotherapy and contact Charlotte at whatisyourstoryhypnotherapy.co.uk. Bye for now.